Let's look at cleaning up our code a little bit. We have just learned how to collect input and how to transfer that input into a different text box. So what we're going to do this time is add a little bit to our code to make it a little more personal. So we have our rem statement learning about text fields and string variables. So I'm going to change that rem statement. And this time we are going to clean this up a little bit and add a little bit to it. So we're going to use the same variable we used initially, dim your name as string, and we still want that variable to represent what's entered into enter name.text. But in this case we did it in 2 lines, and as you know, coders love to take shortcuts. So we can make this 2-line code 1 line of code by doing the following: creating a variable and giving it a value right away. In this case, the value is whatever's put into enter name.text. Now we're going to spruce up what's in our actual message box, so I'm going to delete this for just a second. I'm going to use this my message in just a little bit, but I want to create another variable, and I'm going to call this one message1. And it will be a string, but I'm going to again right away give it a value, and I'm going to give it a statement that's going to be inside quotations. So I'm going to say hello and welcome to this tutorial, period. I am glad you could join us, space, quotation. So I've created another string variable and given it a value. And I'm going to spell that correctly. I'm sure you watched that and thought, oh, Mr. Kempton, you're spelling things wrong. Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I am glad you could join us. So I now have one string variable called your name that will hold your name, and another string variable called message1 that will hold this little message right here. So what I'm going to print now into the second text box is, which is called my message, I'm going to print message1, which will be this variable right here, this statement. And to join 2 variables together inside a text box, you simply use a plus sign. So I'm going to have that message and whatever information is stored as your name, and I'm going to clean this up by putting a quotation, period, quotation. So I can use variables that hold string information, put them together with a plus sign, and I can also add more content within my quotation marks. So let's play this now and see what we get. So our program compiles, and I'm going to put in here Mr. Kempton again, and I want to read my personal message this time. Oh, and I see it has my message. Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I am glad you could. All right, so I need to make a small adjustment. So I'm going to stop the application. I'm going to go back out. And the problem I had is that my text box was not big enough to hold that entire message. So I'll stretch it out, center it again, play it, and see what we get. Get message, hello and welcome to this tutorial. I am glad you could join us, Mr. Kempton. There we go, worked out perfectly. So notice I left a space after the us, and notice I added a period within my code. So let's go back and take a quick look at that. Okay. So here's my output, hello and welcome to this tutorial. I'm glad you could join us. There's where I left the space, because you notice when you put 2 variables together in a text box, it puts them right together, so you need to incorporate that space. And then at the end of my statement, I wanted a period for good grammar, good punctuation, so I put that period within my quotations. There you go. So now we're taking two different variables, we're putting them together in a text box and printing it out. So you can customize your output exactly as you want it and make it grammatically correct and with proper punctuation. All right, give that a try. Let me know how it goes.